In this video, we'll discuss about the Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI. It is a non-constitutional body, that is, it was not there in the Constitution. It was formed later by the Government of India. So let's go and see about the history of the CBI first. Earlier, during the year 1941, a special police establishment was formed to look after the bribery and corruption cases of the public servants involved during the World War, to look after those corruption cases. This special police establishment 1941 was formed, and it was headquartered in Lahore. After this, in the year 1946, there was a need for investigating the corruption charges, bribery cases of the public servants, of the employees working in the Government of India. For that purpose, a Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946 was formed, and these police officers will investigate these bribery and corruption charges by the Government of India, the employees working in the Government of India and various state governments. Later, this organization was given the status of Central Bureau of Investigation after the recommendation of the Santanam Committee in the year 1963, from when this is called as the Central Bureau of Investigation. The first founding director of the CBI was Mr. D.P. Kohli. And now we will see how a director can be appointed in the CBI. What is the process? The director of the CBI is appointed by a appointments committee. This committee consists of the three persons. The first person being the chairperson as the Prime Minister of India. Second person being the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha. In case there is not a clear majority in the leader of opposition, then the single largest party leader will be selected. That is the second member. Then the third member being the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, or a judge of the Supreme Court, as nominated by the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. This three-member committee will be there, who will recommend the name of the CBI director to the central government, and central government later will appoint the CBI director. The CBI works under the Ministry of Personnel, Department of Personnel and Training. Headquartered in New Delhi, it has a training center, major training center in Ghaziabad. Also, it has regional offices in the four major metro cities. Also, other offices are there, but the four major offices are there in Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. So these are the presence of the CBI. How CBI is appointed. Apart from this, what kind of cases a CBI can take up? CBI has various divisions like the Anti-Corruption Division, Economic Offences Divisions, and Special Crimes Division. This is the three major divisions of the CBI. As the name itself suggests, Anti-Corruption Division, looking for corruption cases and bribery cases. And we have the Economic Offences Divisions. The name itself suggests economic, related to financial crimes where money is involved. So economic offences, including these frauds done in the finance. And apart from that, special crimes. Special crimes, the name itself suggests the crime. Crime means like kidnapping, murder, and any other organized crimes. And these kinds of cases are looked after by the CBI through its various divisions. And how the cases are given to the CBI, how they can take up the cases. General consent is given by almost all the states to the CBI for investigation. But whenever the CBI has to take up a specific case related to a state government, inside a state government, whenever there needs to be a charge sheet to be filed or anything to be done, arrest has to be made, it has to get a specific consent from the state government to investigate into the matter, because the jurisdiction of CBI is like this. CBI can directly go and investigate into a matter involving in the union territories But for state government, it has to get the consent of the state government, and after that it can investigate. There is another way of getting CBI getting a case is that the state government can itself voluntarily, if required, can send a request letter to the central government, not directly to the CBI, to the central government. The central government, after making a discussion with the CBI, will give the case to the CBI, after which the CBI will start the investigation. This is the one way. And another way being the High Court and the Supreme Court of India has the power to give a case which is of national importance, where public interest is involved. That case can be given by the Supreme Court or the High Court to the CBI. In that case, the CBI can investigate into the case without getting the consent of the state government. So this is how the case is done. Apart from this, the Central Bureau of Investigation acts as an Interpol of the Indian government. That is the Interpol, which you already know, the International Police Organization. It acts as an Interpol between the Indian Police Department and the various police departments of international boundaries, international countries. Those police department, it acts as a nodal agency as Interpol of India. So this is about Interpol matters. It's a separate division of CBI and a separate work entrusted to the CBI. Cases related to terrorism will not be taken up by the CBI generally. These cases are to be looked after by the National Investigation Agency. So CBI has no jurisdiction over the terrorism case, but if it involves a case of a national importance, sometimes CBI also takes, if it is inside the boundary of the India, CBI also takes up that kind of case. But generally the terrorism case is under the National Investigation Agency. And the CBI is not under the purview of the RTI. The Right to Information Act does not apply to Central Bureau of Investigation. The tenure of the director of the CBI is for 2 years. The CBI can take up investigation cases regarding the corruption, bribery and frauds of the central government employees, state government employees, public sector undertakings, various department of government, the various public servant officials, top officials working under the government of India, state governments, public sector undertakings, including the banks, public sector banks, and any other corporations of the government of India or state government jointly or whatever way it involves the funding by the government. Then the CBI can take up the investigation in those cases. Apart from this, the CBI can take up cases of any other nature as given by the High Court, Supreme Court, or the state government or the central government, or by themselves to investigate. That is when the recommendation is given by the central government to investigate themselves into the union territories. So this is the way the CBI can go for investigation. The CBI will after that submit the report to the central government. If the case has come through that way, or if the case has come through Supreme Court or High Court, the same will be given to the court concerned. So after which the various proceedings will be done in the concerned case. And these corruption cases will also has to be informed to the Central Vigilance Commission, because the Central Vigilance Commission is the head of these corruption investigations. So it will be given to the Central Vigilance Commission also, after which various other proceedings, required proceedings and prescribed duties will be done as per law. So this was a quick information about the Central Bureau of Investigation. Thank you. Keep studying, keep learning.